Judge blocks RFK Jr.'s sweeping changes to children's vaccine policies, citing dangerous lack of brain worms in decision. In a stunning rebuke to Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a federal judge has temporarily halted his long-awaited overhaul of childhood vaccine recommendations, ruling that the changes were implemented with all the scientific rigor of a guy who once claimed a worm ate part of his brain. The ruling, handed down Monday by U.S. District Judge Brian Murphy, freezes Kennedy's January directive that slashed the number of routinely recommended shots for kids from 17 down to a more natural 11, eliminating broad endorsements for flu, rotavirus, hepatitis A and B, certain meningitis strains, and RSV. The judge cited procedural violations and warned that the move could lead to plummeting vaccination rates, outbreaks of preventable diseases, and, worst of all, children actually getting sick from things other than chemtrails and 5G. While the court respects Secretary Kennedy's passion for parental choice and his deep distrust of anything invented after 1800, Judge Murphy wrote, the evidence suggests these policy shifts were rushed through faster than a toddler refusing a Band-Aid. Federal procedures exist for a reason, mostly to prevent health secretaries from treating the CDC like their personal conspiracy theory blog. Kennedy, who was not immediately available for comment because he was reportedly busy deworming his cabinet, had hailed the changes as a victory for medical freedom and common sense. Supporters flooded social media with praise, calling the blocked policy a big pharma coup and insisting the judge must be in on it with Fauci, Gates, and the ghost of Jonas Salk. Critics, meanwhile, celebrated the injunction as a rare win for boring old evidence-based medicine. It's almost like you can't just appoint an anti-vax activist to run HHS and expect the science to bend to his will, said one pediatrician, who asked to remain anonymous in case RFK Jr. starts a new podcast episode about her. The temporary block also pauses an upcoming meeting of Kennedy's newly revamped Vaccine Advisory Committee, which sources say was set to feature PowerPoint slides titled Vaccines, the Real Pandemic and guest testimony from a flock of concerned chickens. At press time, Kennedy was preparing an emergency appeal, vowing to fight the ruling all the way to the Supreme Court, or until the parasites in the judiciary finally get flushed out. Fake news you can trust.